because our product helps to release many millions more of your own stem cells into the bloodstream, what effects can that have on anti-aging and staying younger longer and staying functional, not just regaining function, but staying like that?
Awesome. Great question. So we said that adult stem cells can differentiate or can turn into brand new cells of whatever sort. So the example we gave was a heart cell. It might be a toenail cell. It might be, well, I wish it was. It's not a hair follicle cell yet in my case. It might be a skin cell. It might be a cell in the macula in the back of my eyes that were damaged, for example. When I said brand new cell, that is what I meant. Let me explain that to you just a bit. Inside your cells, your DNA, your genes are organized into chromosomes, which are blobs of or lengths of base pairs of DNA, which are millions and millions and millions of base pairs long each. You've got X numbers of pairs of chromosomes in your body, in every one of your cells. Basically, every one of your cells contains all the DNA. There's a complete copy of it in every single cell. Cells differentiate into different jobs and do different things. The DNA in some cells, certain bits of the DNA becomes redundant in some cells, and in other cells, those particular genes work doing whatever those tissues are doing. It's all very, very clever. When a cell of any kind in your body divides, it divides into two. Okay, so you now have two cells of that kind, and sometimes cells die off for various reasons. Sometimes illness can kill them off, or injuries can kill them off, and so there is a sort of steady rate at which all the cell lines in your body all divide by this binary division methodology: split into two, split into two, split into two, split into two. Now, if your cells all did that ad infinitum forever, then you'd end up with too many cells. So there's a controlled rate at which they divide into two, but there's also, for every individual cell type, there's a set number of times that cell line can divide. And once it's divided that many times, it then becomes unviable, and that cell line will die off to be replaced with a new one from your adult stem cell supply in your bone marrow. Okay? When that cell divides into two, there's a little length, a little bitty, if you like, of DNA on the ends of each of your chromosomes. Think of it like the plastic thing around the end of the shoelaces on your shoes. That stops your shoelaces from fraying. I forget what they're called, but they're those plastic things that run around the ends of your shoelaces. That's a telomere inside your chromosomes. It's called a telomere. Every time the cell divides into two, that telomere gets shorter. And then it divides again and it gets shorter, divides again and it gets shorter still. When that telomere is too short to stop that shoelace, that DNA from fraying, that's what happens. The cell basically dies because the DNA will fray into bits. It's no longer viable. Those cells then die off. So it's one of the reasons we age. It's one of the reasons that our tissues eventually fall to bits and we become decrepit and die at the end of our lives. When an adult stem cell replaces a cell that's damaged in the way that I was talking about earlier, that brand new cell, that new heart cell, that has a full length telomere.
Wow.
Because adult stem cells have an enzyme called telomerase, which rebuilds telomeres in between cell divisions. For that reason, adult stem cells are immortal. You can keep them in a lab, in a petri dish forever. And they'll keep dividing for hundreds of years, for thousands of years.
Wow. Bart,
because they have telomerase. Go on, Ian.
What you just said is so profound, Bart, because I've heard over the years, telomeres, anti-aging, the world's anti-aging experts say, if you want to stay younger longer, you've got to keep your telomeres at full length. So what you're saying, an adult stem cell not just makes a new, fresh, healthy cells, it makes a new, fresh, healthy, intact telomere as well.
Yeah.
That is just so profound.
It's incredible, isn't it? So that new tissue, that new heart cell that's just differentiated from the adult stem cell that's just joined my damaged heart tissue, for example, the biological age of that cell in my heart is 0.
Wow.
Not nearly 49 like the rest of me. It's brand new.